Should you wrap your roof or not wrap your roof? Let's find out. All right, right here, if you take a peek, we have a 2020 JL Jeep Rubicon. These are the front roof panels on it. This was wrapped in Avery Supreme Wrap Film Radioactive Green, which is a very metallic film. This was a vehicle that sat outside 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for the last 5 years. If you see what it looks like, this is what it's supposed to look like after 5 years. This is what the roof looks like after 5 years. Question is, why does this look like this and not like this? It's a great question, Mr. Internet. Sorry, I got a little off track there, I'm sorry. It's a great question. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the film in and of itself. We have a metallic-based film. If you look here at this fender, radioactive green is extremely metallic. With that metallic flake, you are going to get a reflection of the sun and the heat off the flake back up through the protective coating that goes on the wrap. So it's going to create its own heat just from the metallic flake, number one. Number two is you have the roof. 99% of people, I will argue it, especially on the bigger vehicles, trucks, etc., do not get up and care for the roof. You run through the car wash, hope that it does a decent job. As long as the sides look nice, we're good to go, you're on the road. What happens is, if you go through a car wash, imagine right now you got 2 minutes tops as you drive through a car wash for it to get as much dirt, grime, and gunk off of your vehicle as possible. That's not going to happen with just water and this and that. It's abrasive chemicals. They are going to eat into as much as they can to try and dig as much dirt off as possible, as quickly as possible. Now, when you go through that car wash, any of that stuff left on this vehicle, you go outside, you get the sun baking on it, you've got those chemicals on it, it's radiating heat up from the metallic. This is what you get. End of story. What happened is this got baked after 5 years and the chemicals, and there was never any attempt to make it last longer. Now, how can we make it last longer? It's a great question. I don't have all the answers, but I'm going to give you a few little things. Number one, if you're going to go through a car wash, there's the pros and cons of it. If you don't wash your rig, that's not great for it. If you do wash it, that's awesome. It's good to have it washed, but you're leaving chemicals. So we want to make sure that maybe a quick squeegee off or a wipe off with a chamois after the fact would be beneficial. So you go through the car wash, you get it all cleaned up, we chamois it off, looks great, the sides are fine, this isn't being touched. These here, the best thing you can do is, one, wipe it a little bit. If you can garage it, obviously garage it. But any sort of a ceramic style wipe on, wipe off detailer. If you have a pair of boots at home, it's a good thing to put a little bit of oil on your boots. Once or twice a year makes your boots last a lot longer. Do the same thing for your wrap. A little bit of proper care with a ceramic detailer. There are a bunch of them out there, and I don't have anybody paying me to recommend anything, and I've tested a bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of guys out there. You can use chemical guys, you can use all these different ones, Triple S. Test them out. My thing is, do something. Most of your ceramic wipe-ons are a quick on, quick off. To do this roof will take you 5 to 10 minutes. And it could buy you a year or two more just by giving that roof a little bit of care. And I'm not saying do it every single wash. If you did it once a month or once every couple of months, would make a substantial difference in the longevity of your roof wrap. The other question is, when you're doing these, if you want it to be maintained like this, the other place that can get baked, and I'm sure people have seen it, is your hood. You got to imagine the amount of heat from your hood going up and the heat from the sun coming down. It's literally getting baked from both sides. So any of what we would call a horizontal surface running flat, any of your vertical surfaces, okay, are the ones going up and down. Horizontals need the most love when it comes to caring for your wrap. Right here is a good example of that. Here is the side of the wrap. Here's the top. Here's your vertical surface. Here's your horizontal surface. This literally happened by being baked on after 5 years with no care. If you don't have a place to park, if you can find shade, that's obviously great. Wipe your rig off after you go through the car wash, maybe a couple times a year, half a dozen if you can. Wipe on, wipe off ceramic, okay? Now the big question too is, I'm gonna peel this and we're gonna rewrap it. What's it look like underneath? Take a peek. Right here is the other part. Here's where those two pieces are at. We've already stripped this roof. It's got a little bit of the adhesive on it. We're doing the final cleaning, but you can see that fortunately for this one, we were able to get everything off. It's clean. If we were to totally clean it, buff it, it'd look like a brand new vehicle underneath 5 years later. So most of the time, not all of the time, you can. The only times that I have seen issues are when you use a dark color on a light colored vehicle. If you leave it on there too long, you could get a stain on your vehicle. Keep that in mind. Any cracking, any dryness, it's time to remove your wrap. I hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions, put them in the comments there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We appreciate you and we look forward to the next video.